All right, you just got to find ways to win. That's the name of the game, and that's what Oklahoma did yesterday. Fourth quarter comeback against an Auburn team that, listen, we told you guys before the game on Saturday, this is not a good Auburn team. We expected Auburn to lose. We didn't expect Auburn to score 3 touchdowns, but this is an Auburn team they've gotten in their own way this year. And Kip Lewis comes up with the pick 6. Probably one of your best defensive plays of the year. Michael Hawkins, he's better than I thought or at least I thought initially. He showed me a lot, and we got to talk about it today because, guys, I was dead wrong on Michael Hawkins. I'm going to tell you guys why here in just a minute. So before we jump into it, thank you all for tuning in. If you guys haven't already and you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and you hit the subscribe button because, hey, Oklahoma got the win yesterday. First SEC win on the road, too, which is, I think, where we got to start, right? You come into this game starting a true freshman quarterback, and you guys know how I feel on true freshman quarterbacks, right? My thought philosophy has always been on true freshman quarterbacks. Like, they're going to make mistakes, and it's going to look bad at times because it's the true freshman, right? You know, they're taking a step up in terms of playing styles, playing levels, and it's hard. It's a hard adjustment. And so I'm always under the impression, hey, it's better to sit your red shirt or your true freshman, let them red shirt, get some experience, learn the playbook, get their body right, and then, maybe play them year 2 or year 3 whenever they're ready to play. Sometimes you don't have that luxury. There are teams that they have to do it. Look at Nebraska. You can look at what Oklahoma's currently having to do. Like it happens sometimes. You have to play a true freshman quarterback. Well, Michael Hawkins goes into Jordan-Hare Stadium, where that place is damn near cursed. People, they talk about them having to bring that sage. Yeah, Jordan-Hare meets Sooner Magic. Because that's what happened yesterday. But Michael Hawkins goes into a true road environment, and I didn't really feel like he looked rattled. And you guys can jump in the comments and let me know if you guys think I'm wrong. It did not feel like Michael Hawkins was rattled at all yesterday. And an environment that was Oklahoma scored the first touchdown, and it felt like, here we go. We're back, which was kind of like pump the brakes on the we're back conversation. Because I kind of had that, if you guys know The Hangover, when like they're in the car and they're yelling, we're back, things like that. I was kind of like, let's pump the brakes on that for a second. When Auburn came back and scored those 2 touchdowns, it really felt like, all right, this crowd's getting into it. This offense is going to start struggling. And I mean, it was loud because there were times where Hawkins was having to get up in the ears of these boys and be like, no, like this is where you're shifting. This is, this is what we're doing here. And this is where in-helmet communication is important, right? This is where it becomes a little bit better between the OC and the quarterback, which you have to wonder, are true freshman quarterbacks now going to struggle less because you've got the in-helmet communication? I think only time is going to tell. But Michael Hawkins played a really good game yesterday, and 10 out of 15, 161 yards, didn't have a passing touchdown, put his body on the line, though, again, for that 2-point conversion. 14 carries, 69 yards, 1 touchdown. If you're an Oklahoma fan, though, this is where we have to start talking about the concerning aspects of this team. Now I got to start with the running game because, yeah, it ain't good. It's not good. Michael Hawkins and Javonte Barnes were your only 2 guys that got in the statistic board for running. I don't even know if they played any other running backs outside of Javonte Barnes. He only had 18 carries, 61 yards, 1 touchdown. I've been telling y'all, the running game is as simple as you need to get your deep ball going. You need to get your passing game going, and it will open up the running game. But at some point or another, we're just going to have to be more physical and start establishing our running game against some of these teams. You're going to have to do it. I'm a Chiefs fan. I don't know if any of you guys know this. One of the things that Andy Reid does when the passing game is struggling right? When the offense is starting to struggle, Andy Reid goes back to his roots and he just makes it simple. They go to playing a more physical style of ball, and he just starts running the ball down the middle. And he starts wearing down that defense. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty sometimes, but it works. And I feel like this is what Oklahoma needs to do at this point. At some point or another, you just need to take that ball and you need to tell your offensive lineman, we are running it down the middle. You're pushing those guys back. And you just need to start out physicaling the other teams because we have the talent to do it. They're just not doing it. That's the problem. We're trying to get too cute here. So the running game for Oklahoma has to get better. But here's the deal. We've been talking about it this way. The offense has to be just good enough for you to win the games. They have to be just good enough, right? They need to score anywhere between 25 to 30 points. If you can do that, Oklahoma's going to win 9 games this season. And the haters can jump in the chat and say Oklahoma ain't winning 9 games. You tell me Oklahoma doesn't score 30 points against Tennessee and wins that game. They could have scored more than 30 points. If you score anywhere between 25 to 30 points, Oklahoma's winning at least 9 games this season. Because the defense is that good, and as proven yesterday, the defense is going to keep you in these games. That's all we need to see. And yesterday, we saw a wide receiver core that has been completely decimated. I mean, decimated by injuries. Jalil Farouk, Nick Anderson, Andrell Anthony, Deion Burks, Jaden Gibson. Your top 5 wide receivers were all out with injuries yesterday. And you were able to go out there, and I saw some really good things out of Seth Luttrell with the second-string wide receivers and Michael Hawkins. Some things fans might not want to admit because they want to move off Seth Luttrell, which I tell you again, pump the brakes on jumping off the Seth Luttrell train. Now, if you want to get on the train of fire Joe John Finley, I'm all on that train with you. Because Joe John Finley's tight end room looks atrocious, and Bauer Sharp and Jake Roberts are better than that. So if you want to fire Joe John Finley, I'm all on board. Let's pump the brakes on Seth Luttrell. Because at the beginning of the game, look at that whole first drive that Oklahoma had. You had the screen passes. Like, all of that looked good. We need to see more of that. Get Hawkins in a groove. Get Hawkins in the rhythm. Put Brennan Thompson in more screen pass opportunities. So here's the deal. Oklahoma's got a bye week coming up, right? And then you got Texas. This means you have an opportunity to get Deion Burks back, right? You have an opportunity to get him healthy. I'm not sure if Andrell Anthony plays or not. I've seen some of you guys asking in the chat. I don't know if he plays the rest of the season. So at this point, let's say he's out. If you can get Deion Burks back and integrate him with hopefully something you found in J.J. Hester, because this is what we thought J.J. Hester was going to be this season for us, especially after Jaden Gibson went down. If Deion Burks and J.J. Hester can be threats in the wide receiving game, Hawkins is going to be a lot better. And this offense is going to be a lot better. Because then Brennan Thompson's going to have an easier day. Jaquez Petaway is going to have an easier day. But we also need to see more Jacoby Johnson. We need to see more Zion Kearney. And you need to see more Ivan Carrion. Those 3 guys at the wide receiver position need to get more run. You need them. You need them. You need them. You need them. So if you're an Oklahoma fan, I feel like with the offensive performance on the road, first start for Michael Hawkins, true road game in the SEC, I'd give the offense a B. And I know a lot of people are saying that's really optimistic. The offense scored 16 points for you today. Is that how many they got? Well, because I mean, if you count special teams, 19 points. 19 points. Is that how much they got for you? Because they had the 2-point conversion. So, no, they got you 20 points. So the offense got you 20 points today. And then the defense got you 7. If you can continue to build upon that, if you're Oklahoma, build upon that 20 points, and you can get to the 25 to 30 mark that we're just asking you to get, this is going to be a pretty good Oklahoma team this year. Not as good as we thought they could be, but they're going to be good enough to win 8 or 9 games. All right. Going to the defense, though, y'all, Robert Spears-Jennings. Robert Spears-Jennings. He had 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, 6 total tackles, 4 solos. I put this in the Discord. Robert Spears-Jennings is going to get drafted. I know we all want Robert Spears-Jennings to come back this year. I truly believe if Robert Spears-Jennings goes out there and gets 4 or 5 picks this year and continues playing at the level he's playing, he's going to get drafted. And I'm not saying it's going to be first round. It might be second round. But Robert Spears-Jennings is that good. And so if you're Oklahoma, you're salivating right now with this defense that you have. Like, your safety room is incredible. Now, you have some issues at corner. Kenai Walker, I think a lot of people are out on him right now. With Kendall Dolby being out, I don't know what the answer is. You need to figure out something. You need to figure out someone to step up there. I don't know if Gentry Williams is going to be back this year. I'm hearing maybe no. But if you can get Gentry Williams back, if he gets healthy enough and you can get him back, you need to get him back. Eli Bowen needs to be playing over to Woody Washington. That sounds like a hot take. Eli Bowen needs to play over Woody Washington. He's better in coverage. He's about the same size anyways. So it's not like you're losing anything. Woody's not impressing me. And I'm sorry to say that. He's just not. However, Oklahoma fans, you guys know who R. Mason Thomas is, right? He got 5.5 sacks through 5 games. We saw R. Mason Thomas have his coming out party against Tulane. This is what we've needed from a defensive end. There's a good chance R. Mason Thomas could be the defensive end at the end of the year with 10 sacks. And who would have thought we would have been saying that at the beginning of the year? If R. Mason Thomas continues to play like this, paired up with some of the guys that you have on the interior, like a Dejon Terry, a Dominic Williams, Jaden Jackson, those guys, this defensive line is going to be incredibly hard to get through for the rest of the year. And you're going to need it. Because when you go play a team like Alabama, they're going to have to all play their A-plus game. But guys, in this game, R. Mason Thomas had 4 total tackles, 3 solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. R. Mason Thomas, guys, he is that dude. As we talked about earlier, Kip Lewis came up with the pick 6. The defense, although they didn't play as well as they have, because, well, you gave up almost 500 yards of total offense. You gave up 482 specifically. The defense kept you in this game. And they kept you in a game where it was, it was rough. It's your first true road game in the SEC. This was a rough game for Oklahoma. But they found a way to win it. And that should feel good. Your team is finding ways to win games that quite frankly, they shouldn't. Because as the season builds on, you're going to be able to take a lot of the things that you got from the beginning of the season and build upon it, right? The offensive line, guys, this week, way better. Nobody's hurt. Continuity. You can go in for your 3rd straight week understanding who your starters are there. That's something to build on. This team is going to get better. It's not pretty. And I'm not saying we should be complacent and give them a break. But at the same time, it's never as bad as you think it is, and it's never as good as you think it is. It's always somewhere in the middle. So I want to hear from y'all. Join the discussion. Jump down in the comments below. Give me your thoughts. If you guys have not already, make sure you hit that like and you hit that subscribe button.